Do you want to get more wins as family in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Do you want to stop victims from speedrunning every single game? Well, I think this video is going to help you. What's up, everybody? This is Mixstan, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will give you a few tips and tricks that I use when playing as family that will really help you excel in your gameplay and help you win more matches. Now, first of all, we have to talk about what is a win in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So when it comes to playing family in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, wins are kind of iffy and up in the air. Everybody has their own opinion on them. In my opinion, a win in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a 4K game. This means a 4-kill game, so all 4 victims have to die during a match. And like I said, that's just my opinion. Maybe a 3-kill or a 2-kill game is considered a win to you. It's really up to you, and it's really up to what you're happy with. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I always strive to be the best at whatever game or whatever I'm doing in life. So 4Ks are wins to me. Now, with that being said, what can you do to get these 4Ks and get these wins? So the first thing I want to talk about, and it's probably the most important thing that you should know when it comes to playing as family, is to know your role. And what I mean by that is each killer in this game has a different role to play in every match. So some killers are support, some killers are rushdown type killers, some killers are zoners. It's very different for each killer in this game, and you really need to know which type of killer you are playing. So we're going to go over each of them in this video. Just a heads up, this won't be too in-depth on this portion of the video. I do have more in-depth videos on each killer in this game, so definitely go and check out my channel for more in-depth videos like builds and tutorials. This is more of an overview. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the killer that every match needs, and that is Leatherface. So I want to start off by saying Leatherface is the strongest killer in this game, and it's not even close. Now, I know a lot of people are discouraged from playing Leatherface because maybe you had 1 or 2 bad games and you feel like he's really bad, but he's not. He's so strong. He's the only killer in this game who has the ability to one-shot victims. And he's also the only killer in this game who can destroy obstacles, which are very strong for victims to use, so you definitely want to get those out of the way. But with that being said, what role is Leatherface? What does he fill in the game of Texas Chainsaw Massacre? And it's very simple. He is a rushdown killer. He's all about applying pressure. He's all about speed. And that really makes Leatherface the most important killer on the team. If he's not applying a ton of pressure, it's going to be a much easier game for victims, and it's going to be a much more difficult game for the family to actually win. So Leatherface's job is to apply pressure, and what do I mean by apply pressure? Basically, you want to stay on all the objectives, you want to run back and forth, because Leatherface actually is the fastest character in this game. He's faster than all the victims, he's faster than all the family members, and because of this, he can run back and forth through all the objectives and basically lock down the area. So he's very good at zoning as well. So he's a rushdown killer, he's good at zoning, and he has the ability to one-shot victims. And in doing so, this is going to make it extremely difficult for victims to actually escape. So let's talk about the roles of the other 4 killers in this game and which killers fit which roles. Now, before we talk about the roles, I have to say this and make it very clear. You can build your characters however you want in this game, and depending on however you build your killer, they can fill a different role. But for the most part, each killer has a specific role or multiple roles that they can fill within a game just from their base kit. So let's start off with the role of support. What is support? Support is the role that is basically in the title. You support your team. You make it easier for the family to get kills and win the game. Your job as support isn't necessarily to kill victims, but more so, you want to set up kills for your teammates. You want to make it easier so that they can get kills, because for the most part, as support, you're not going to be dealing a lot of damage, or you're going to be a very slow killer and you're not going to be able to chase victims. Another duty as support is to collect blood and level up Grandpa as fast as you can. Leveling up Grandpa is extremely important for the family, and it makes the entire team that much stronger. When you level up Grandpa to the first 3 levels, you unlock your 3 Grandpa perks that each team member on the family are able to equip at the start of the match. This is very beneficial to the team, and it only makes the team stronger because now you have an extra ability that you didn't have at the beginning of the game. On top of that, when you level up Grandpa to level 5, he gets the ability to scan every single victim in this game no matter what. So if they're hiding or sitting still during his scream and his sonar ability, you're still going to see the aura of these victims because he is level 5, and this is going to force victims to actually have to go and stab Grandpa to level him down, because level 5 Grandpa is extremely strong to have on your team. As for which killers fill the role of support, it is the Cook, Sissy, and the Hitchhiker. Now, of course, some of them are better at support than the others, and in my opinion, the Cook is the very best support in this game. So if you do want to be the very best support possible, I recommend leveling up Cook and getting him to level 3, because once you get him to level 3, he is kind of unstoppable. So as for the other roles in this game, they're all kind of universal roles that every single family member should be doing. And we're going to start off with probably the most important role, and that is zoning and defending certain areas of the game. So the Cook and the Hitchhiker excel at this because they have the ability to lock down certain objectives and exit doors. As for zoning, you want to run back and forth to the main exit gates in objectives and make sure that they haven't been unlocked or tampered with in any way. These are things that you should be doing every single game, and every single family member should be zoning and defending certain areas of the game. So the number one tip I will give you when it comes to zoning and defending is to pick a specific side of the map that you want to defend. So for instance, if you're on the right side of the map, you want to defend the right side of the map. Whether that be exit gates or objectives, you want to defend those. And your teammate will be defending the left side of the map. This is the best way to make sure that the victims don't escape or open up and complete objectives. While doing this, you are very likely to run into a victim and get a free kill, or at least apply some aggro to the victims and make them reset by jumping down in the basement or trying to hide from you. Also, while the two family members are defending the left and the right side of the map, Leatherface will be running around the entire map, making sure that victims aren't doing objectives and exit gates as well. So this is how you can completely lock down an entire map, and I think this is the best way to zone off and defend the entire map. It's a very good strategy that I don't see a lot of killers implement, and trust me, this is going to help you win games way more often than it would if you're not doing this. So you definitely need to implement this strategy. And as for the final role, and this is a role that every single family member also fits into, and that is the chase role. Every single family member should chase victims in this game. Now, certain family members excel during the chase more than others. So, for example, Johnny is very good at the chase because he is fast, he has a fast movement speed, and he deals a lot of damage, so he can kill victims extremely fast if he actually gets in chase. The Hitchhiker and Sissy are also very good at chase because they can squeeze in and out of cracks and go through crawl spaces that other family members cannot, and they can just keep and continue on with the chase because they are so nimble. But you don't always want to continuously chase the victims in this game, because it is very beneficial for the victims to actually get you on them and allow their teammates to unlock certain exit gates or maybe complete objectives. So as a killer, you have to make the choice. Is this chase taking too long? Do I need to give up on the chase? And if you think that the chase is taking too long, you need to give up on the chase and go back to zoning and defending, because zoning and defending is much more important than the chase. Only chase if you think you're going to secure a kill, or if you want to apply some pressure and aggro to the other team. If you know for sure it's going to take a long time to kill the victim, you need to abandon the chase and start defending and zoning again. Now, of course, if it is the final victim, for all means, continue the chase even if it takes a long time. But if it's not the final victim, defending and zoning is much more important than trying to get one kill, because you gotta think, you want to win the game. You don't want to just get kills, you want to win the game. So let's talk about communication, probably the most beneficial thing you can do as a teammate in this game. This is where you're going to call out victim placement, you're going to call out if a gate is open, and so forth. As you can see in this clip right here, I was chasing a Julie, and then we got tackled by a Leland. I let my teammate know that Leland ran up the staircase and that I'm going to block off the ladder. So he runs up the staircase and gets into a little grappling match with Leland, and I get up the ladder and get the free, easy kill. These are things that are only capable with communication, or maybe not only capable, but if I wasn't communicating with my teammate, maybe he wouldn't have known to run up the staircase and it wouldn't have been a free kill. I know everyone's not comfortable with actually communicating with their teammates, but it is extremely beneficial if you actually do communicate with your teammates, and you can easily call out placement and things of that sort in matches. It will make the games 10 times easier if you are using some sort of communication in your game. So I wanted to wrap this video up with talking about team compositions, or team comp for short. Some teams or characters on the same team are better than others. So there are certain team comps that I would prefer to use over other ones. For instance, it's all about the map, so if you're on the gas station, it's a really good idea to have a cook on your team, because he can padlock gates that otherwise victims could escape through very, very easily. Now, for the best team comp, in my opinion, it is Leatherface, Hitchhiker, and Cook. This team is good on all three maps, and you can't really go wrong with this team comp. Now, there are some weak team comps that I think you should probably stay away from, at least if you aren't really familiar with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and those are team comps that have killers on them that have the same body type. So for instance, if you have two big body killers like the Cook or Johnny that can't go through crawl spaces, it's going to really hinder your chase ability, because you're not going to have a killer that can squeeze through cracks and chase victims through the cracks. And on the other hand, if you have two slim body killers like Sissy and the Hitchhiker, you're going to be lacking that power, because the big body killers deal more damage. So there are trade-offs to certain team comps on this game, and some can benefit you and some can hurt you more than others. Now, if you're more comfortable with playing as certain killers, team comp really doesn't matter and you can make it work, but there definitely are better ones to use. Now anyway guys, that is going to wrap up the video. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, definitely sound off below in the comment section. I would love to hear what you have to say about some of these tips and tricks that I gave to you in this video. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.